everyone's computer. Okay, yay. So welcome to Paint Experimental Night. So this is completely different than what I normally teach. I'm normally a landscape, step-by-step type person based off of a set outcome. But tonight I just felt inspired to get a little funky and do something completely different. And I thought it would be a fun way just for us to express ourselves in a different way. Because the whole reason behind this for me, I made this painting just at the start of the new year. It was very random and not planned. I had zero expectation and just literally slab paint on there and just let it happen. So, and then during that process, I thought, you know what, like I really wanted to make something directly that night, but I just didn't know what to make and I was getting a little frustrated. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna like let this happen and paint, just put paint on there and see where it goes. And this helped me process emotions that I was feeling too, because I was feeling a little bit of frustration, of like anxiety, just all sorts of things were going on that I just wanted to like get it out. And it really did make such a difference when I just took these paints and just played and moved it around. And I had like some music on, and I thought it would just be a really great opportunity to introduce this to everybody else and let them experience that. So it's definitely fun. And what I want people to keep in mind tonight is to have no expectations. So try your best to just let it come out, let it flow, just pick your colors. That's basically the hardest thing we'll do tonight, is where you're just going to choose your colors, as many or as little as you want, and we can play around with different types of materials and just see what comes from it. So it's going to be really fun and completely different. So they call it like an abstract art. Yes, welcome, Christine. I see you in there. Okay, so what I have here is I have a 12 by 16 canvas, so it doesn't matter what size. I have this spray bottle. I use this on the art back there, and I just found it kind of made cool effect where like the water would fall and drag some of the paint down. I have a cup of water. So I have a variety here of materials, like some palette knives. So there's some palette knives, and then this is like literally a spatula from the kitchen. But you can tell I've painted with it before. And I have a sponge. I may or may not even use these. So it's just something here that I can grab if I felt the call to do it. Oh, and I have just a good variety of brushes over here. So I'm probably just gonna get out just a variety of them just to have, and again, I may or may not use these, but these are just kind of what I pulled out of my paint kit here. So something a little smaller maybe. This one I like, it almost looks like a makeup brush, because then I can like do little dabs with it. So again, just don't worry if you don't have any of that. You can do this with literally your hands. Think of being like a child, okay? And they grab whatever colors, they don't even think about it sometimes. And they just dip their hands in there and they just put it on. So just try to think in that sense of no expectation and just let it flow and let it come out. So I will just pick a cool song that I liked, and then we can get started. So I'll do it with you guys. I'll just make literally whatever happens tonight. I don't even know. It could turn out terrible. It could turn out awesome, but it doesn't matter. And I'll guide you through what I'm saying, but I just thought this would be a fun opportunity just to meet and kind of have like a little like social online outing where we can be creative and expressive together and just have a little fun. So I'll just find that song for you guys. So while I'm looking for that, you can just pick your colors. What I do want to start with, though, that I found really helped with getting some blending going is I'm used thick white paint or gesso, and I applied it to my whole canvas. So you can go ahead and do that. And just getting it wet will definitely help be able to spread things around and etc. So you can get that wet with thicker white paint or gesso. And yeah, there's no mistakes in this as well. Like, just literally have no expectations and just have fun making this art. So let me know too if you have any questions about this, because this is completely new to me and I just felt guided to come on and do this tonight. So okay, so yeah, the song is called Let It Be, featuring Vila Blackmill. It's really cool. It's like, basically I made this painting with this song, not the whole time, but it kind of helped me get into that vibe of like, let it be, let it go, like flow. So I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Yeah, okay. Cool. So yeah, let's start with taking a breath as well. Okay, so center yourself. Let's take a breath in and out. And grab that white paint. And we'll start putting that on our canvas. And after this, it'll be you are choosing different colors as we go, but we'll start together like this. Oops, see somebody's coming in. And I'll turn down the music after the song too. I'm just gonna use a brush and just coat it on there. Welcome. Hi, Cindy. Turn it down a tad. So we are just covering our whole painting in thicker white paint to start. And then we'll kind of go through more of a self-guided process as we continue this evening. Thanks for joining, everyone. So I'm just slabbing it on there and basically scooping a good amount of paint and putting it on. So it's hard to see with the white, but you can see I am putting it on a little bit thicker. And you can kind of see like that thickness there. I do spread it out so it's not like chunky, but again, it doesn't matter even if it was. So, some people may have different mediums they can use, where it's like gel mediums or chalk paste, things like that you can do with this type of art as well, that makes it even more cool. So I'm gonna start experimenting more too. Ah, yes, let it come and let it be. I love those lyrics. It's all a mystery. And let it come and let it be. And you may be done, and you might not be. So basically, we're here to play with paint. Going back to our childhood here, back to kindergarten. Oh, somebody sent me a message. Let me check that there. Thank you for messaging. Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm using a gouache. I forget how to say that word because I want to practice with it. Good idea. Totally. I actually have, I think, some of that down in my paint area. And I get to paint in my new room that I just painted all the walls and rearranged in here. So it feels so nice in here. It's much brighter. I posted the before and after photos on my Facebook page. And if you don't like the music, feel free to like put on your own. I will turn mine down after this and then, yeah. But just let me know if it's too loud or something, because I can't really tell. Okay, so I'm almost done coating mine. Takes a little longer because I'm trying to make it a little bit more thicker. Yeah. That way it stays wet a little bit longer for me. I'm just letting you know how I got started, and then, like I said, it'll be more of a self-guided experience. Okay, so mine's coated in white. Put that brush in the water. Okay, I'll just turn it down. So, what I wanted to do also, if you have a spray bottle, if you don't, it's cool. But I'm just going to literally just give my canvas a little bit of water spurts, just at a distance. I don't want to do it right up close to it, but just at a distance, just to, again, help it stay wet. Because trust me, once you start putting paint on here and this is wet, it's going to be way easier for you. Okay, what color do I want to start with first? Not even going to think about it. I'm just going to grab a color from my bin. So I have a bin of paint down here, full of paints. And I've just literally picked a color. I just closed my eyes. I didn't even look and just pulled the color out. So this color I got was some pink. So you can choose anything here. And I'm going to put it on my palette. Put back my background music playlist. There we go. So I'm actually feeling like I want to use one of my palette knives. So I have this palette knife. I also have these kind of palette knives too. This one actually my husband made me. This is real metal. He made me a palette knife one year for Christmas. Super cute. Okay, so to use a palette knife, I just slab into the paint. You can also use like a popsicle stick. That would work too, or even like a spoon. Okay, so then I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm just gonna like literally just start putting this on here. Okay. So I just slab it on there, and I might start to like maybe like churn, spread it around. Maybe I'll like put a little bit of dabbing just in different places. So now this is more of that part where you will feel that, just listen more to like that inner guidance, your intuition, or maybe nothing at all, and just like let it happen. Oh, some people are here emitting. There we go. I'm gonna put a little bit more down here. So you can use a brush as well for this, or sponge, anything you have. I'm so excited just to see what comes out tonight. Okay, I'm gonna just pick another color here. I got some metallic blue, so maybe like some like metallic-y colors would look cool. If you're unsure what colors to pick, put on some metallic blue on my palette. Maybe now I'll get into my spatula and I'll just dip that. If you don't have a spatula, you can use a palette knife, a spoon, your hands. Has anyone tried this type of painting before, where you just literally put paint on? Definitely different. I had a hard time with it at first. I really wanted to make something, but I didn't know what. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to make literally whatever. I'm just going to put paint on there because I want to be creative. I just don't know what to make today. And this is a great opportunity to try something else. And I just started to put paint on there, and it just formed some different type of art. So that's what I have so far. And now I'm just gonna keep picking colors. Got some green now. And you can just play with different tools you have. I'm gonna use my sponge. I'm also just using a sponge. And if any point you have any questions, by the way, like maybe you're not sure, then feel free to ask. Oh, what brands of brushes? Oh, I see chats. Sorry. Let me go. The brand of brushes I'm using, let me show you. I actually have a new packet didn't open up yet. So it's called Royal Essentials acrylic brushes. I'm using acrylic too, by the way. I don't know if I said that. So these are the brushes that I like to buy. I can post these after too if you guys like. You know, it's a little trick you see on the camera. I got them from Michael's online. I'm sure you could buy them on Amazon. I just really like them. Now I'm just gonna like, you can put colors over colors, like you can just do anything here. Just see what happens. I see the kids. I'm also an early child educator. Oh my gosh. I work today, so now my brain is done apparently. So this is great because I don't have to think. I can just dab away. But I see the kids at work and they're just literally like putting paint on or coloring something, and they're just like moving their hands around like, oh, like they're just having so much fun. Like they don't even care. Like, meanwhile, us adults, like we get into our heads, right? And we're like, oh, like this looks terrible, or oh, what am I even making? I should just make something else, or you know, like we'll get these ideas in our head that it has to be a certain way. It's not true. It doesn't have to be. Art is so unique because it can just literally be anything, and it's art. I learn from the kids. I watch them. They know. Should do this with the kids too. They would probably love it. So again, I'm just picking more colors. Probably gonna get out some. Actually, I'm really feeling the palette knife tonight. That's probably what I'm gonna keep doing. So I'm gonna use this one. Feel free to, like, I would love to see what you have so far. If you want, you can like put your camera on. You can show everybody. No one's judging here. This is a judge-free zone. Nice. Yeah, see, it's just so cool. Like, oh, I love that. Yeah, it's really neat, Laura. Yeah, like you never know. Like maybe in your art, you're gonna see something, right? Like maybe you're like, oh, like I see like a tree here or a butterfly, and you decide that you maybe now you want to make a couple of more realistic things on here. This is it's totally open-ended. Actually, I'm gonna grab one of my art that I made that was abstract that turned into butterflies. So I'll show you that while you guys keep playing. I'll just go grab that. Okay. So yeah, this one here kind of turned into something else. But again, when I painted this, it was starting off with just background colors. And then I started to see wings. So then I pulled them out with the palette knife, and then that's kind of what happened. And then I made more of a definition in the center. So it's like an abstract realism. So maybe that'll happen tonight. You never know. So feel free to just let whatever comes through for you in your own unique way. And remember, there's no right or wrong. It doesn't have to be anything. So So I'm feeling like I want some more bright colors on here, but I'm also thinking of contrast because I know blue and orange really complement each other in that contrast way. So I thought that would look really cool. Another thing I like to do, I'll show you after this too, once I put some colors on. So I'm kind of like looking for like white spots and filling them, unless you like the white spots, right? Like it's totally up to you. I'm just kind of like using some dabbing right now. Okay. And then sometimes what I like to do with these too is I'll take like a larger brush even, or just a plain dry brush, and I'll just like slightly go back and forth and blend some of the areas, maybe not all of it, but some, and it just creates a cool like blended effect. So that's another option. I just kind of just use the dry brush here. Yeah, so far it's just being whatever. I also felt like maybe I'd want to spray it again too. Just not too much water. And I want some more white actually. I'm gonna do white and gold. There we go. Take my palette knife. And it's going to be quite layered. Like there might be an area that dries that now you can go again onto. Oh, I just love the palette knife. It's just so fun. Like literally, I'm just dragging it around. I just threw it at myself. That's why my clothes are so covered in paint. Maybe after it dries too, what some people like to do with this type of art is sometimes maybe they like take like a paint marker or a pen and maybe they like write their name or like an inspiring message on it. And this could just be the background. So just some ideas for you too that you could do afterwards once it's completely dry. I'm not thinking here, I'm just slabbing. Try not to get my floor covered in paint. Now that I redid my room. Days scraping my floor because I didn't care before. But now that the walls are light in here and the lighting changed, I could see every little splatter. And I'm like, oh, there's so much paint on my floor. So I needed to tone it down a little sometimes with the splashing. I'm just going to take up some purple here. I feel like it needs purple. And we'll get a good old spatula. And I'm just mixing all the colors on my palette together. I'm gonna blob it on there, because why not? Oh, and what size? This is a 12 by 16. So sorry, I just seen it now. Feel free to unmute yourself too if I'm not answering. Yeah. So also I noticed I'm doing a lot of back and forth because I love to blend, but I was also thinking like I did like this kind of swirl in the middle of this. So I'm gonna start to kind of like move in different directions too as an option, like just as an idea. Just so you can see like kind of how I got there, because really I couldn't exactly tell you how I got there because it just kind of happened. But you can even like just do like some swirling or like some kind of zigzaggy stuff. And the more layers I find, the better. And then you can like go up and down. So as it dries, I just keep adding color. Like this one in the background, I think I put like at least 4 coat some on there, just paint it dry, and then I put it on top. So just be patient with it too. You never know what you're releasing through art. Maybe you had a crazy week or crazy day and you're just like, ugh, paint it all out, you know? Get it out.
Excuse me, why are you using a spatula to paint? Why were you using a spatula to put the paint around?
Well, with this type of abstract art where it's really just nothing particular, I find that I like the spatula because I'm able to scoop a lot of paint and then smearing it around, it covers a lot of surface area. So that's why I chose the spatula.
Oh, I can use a big brush too for that?
You could. Yes, you could. Yeah, you can use brushes, hands, palette knife, popsicle sticks, basically anything.
And why are you spraying the water? I thought the paint will get dilute.
So I like to spray it to keep it wet so then I can blend some of the areas together, but it's not something you need to do.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Hope that helped.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, if I use water, it definitely will dilute some areas, but then maybe some areas will be thicker. Because this is just literally a random painting that is just whatever it is. It doesn't overly matter if it's all even or like perfect type thing, because that's what our minds want to do sometimes. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just sometimes our mind's like, okay, we have to make it this certain way or a certain pattern or something, right? So I just try to like let it be whatever, but if you want to do that too, you can. Let's see what other color I want in here. Need something a little brighter. Let's do some red. I just wipe off my palette knife too, just to make sure it's not getting too chunky after a while. I'm feeling like I just want to like literally pull down. Ooh, it's like a rainbow. Something's happening in here. Or you can go like sideways too. I'm liking how like here is going straight, but then this side is going like on an angle. Looks kind of cool. The more layers that I do and more color as it dries a little bit in between, like if it's a little wet, you can put a coat on, but if it's dry, then you can put something on top, and it just helps to bring out that vibrancy too, if you're looking for something a little more bold. I'm gonna get out some bright yellow. I might even just use my finger. I'm just trying all sorts of things tonight. Kind of looking for like white spots from the canvas and putting in color there. And you'll know when you're done, by the way, because you'll be like, okay, I'm happy with this, or I've finished whatever I'm doing right now. Like maybe you're not exactly happy with it or not. Like it's not really about that. It's more just expressing. Could be a masterpiece and it could not, and that's okay. It's looking funky. Gonna get some thicker paint areas here. A little bit of white. You guys might have a favorite tool that you're using right now that you like. Maybe you're really liking the sponge or a palette knife or even the brush. And maybe not. I'm liking to use my fingers. You can make more than one of these too if you want. Like it'd be kind of cool to like have say like 3 little ones or something, and then you put them all together and you can hang it up. That might look cool. Like, you know, colors to match your bedroom or your dining space or something. A lot of people out there, they buy that like abstract art, and people make big money from that, like just selling like, you know, paint that they've thrown together. Really cool. You never know, you might make a masterpiece tonight. I'm just letting like my hands go literally anywhere. I kind of focus on like a little bit of areas that maybe for balance, like if it's, you know, there's kind of yellows here, maybe I'll want some somewhere else to balance it out, or I look for like white spots from the canvas or somewhere that maybe I want a little bit more blended. So that's kind of like what I look for, but otherwise I just make it. Some shade. I just take a step back and just see where I'd want some sort of color. And on Friday night on Zoom, I'm doing a step-by-step class. So that'll be guided using paintbrushes and things where I'm teaching you how to make a particular scenery. That's on my page too. Tonight's free flowing. How's your guys' going so far? I want to see some of them. Getting like the little bit of the edges too. Sometimes when I mix the colors on here, it like I get different colors, which I like too.
Megan.
Okay.
I have a blue center, which is not what I meant to do.
Okay. Yeah, so you're like, maybe you're like, there's just too much blue on here.
Right.
Maybe if you pick like a red or maybe like an orange, because of the contrast with the other side of the blue, it might help it stand out a little more.
Okay.
That. Yeah, once it's dry though, because orange on top of blue will make like a brown.
Yeah, well, I don't need to make mud.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like finding that balance between mud or not in this, like it is very possible in this type of painting.
Well, and the top.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Samara.
Oh, I was just gonna say those are actually sunflowers at the top.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, like you're just like, you love sunflowers, so you want to put them in there.
Yep.
That's great. What do you have, Christine?
Mine kind of looks too square. Like not abstract.
You know what? So I see like kind of like that patterning thing that I was talking about that we like want to do. So if you wanted it to be more abstract, which it already is really, like I said in the beginning, like there's really no mistake. But if you wanted it to be different, just change the direction. Like maybe go from like the corner and go this way, like an X kind of motion. See what happens with that. Yeah. But otherwise, like it's cool because it's just literally an abstract expression. Yeah.
It's so wet, it's dripping.
Give it some time, then let it dry a bit. Oh, another cool thing you can do if it's really wet is use a little bit of paper towel and just dab it and let it kind of soak up some of the color and the water, and then you could add something on that after too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm still gonna add some color to this. I was letting it dry a little bit. Oh, and by the way, like maybe if I churn it, so like I started this way, but maybe if I churn mine, I'm like, oh, like now I see something, or I like it this way, right? So you can play around with yours as well and just kind of see if it's different. You never know. Were you gonna show me, Paula?
I was just looking at it from different angles, but I can
Oh,
share.
cool. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. It's almost like reminds me, like this almost reminds me of like paint pouring, which I've done too in the past where I've taught that like online or in person. And it's just the same thing. The paint pour has a mind of its own and just creates what it wants. So it's neat. Sometimes other people will see things in your art. They'll be like, oh, I see a bird or something. I've had people comment on my other one, like they see fairies and stuff. And I was like, oh, it's like, cool. Yeah, I see that now. Whereas at first I was like, what did I even make? Like, you never know. Somebody might like see something in it. So as I do this, like I kind of scribble too, like that way it spreads out. So like if I just like literally take a color and just kind of like scuff it around and scribble it, it evens it out and makes it less, it makes it more random versus like a particular way. Just another little thing that I do. Gotta get some other colors on here. This is a nice way too to use some paint that like maybe is older or you're running low on and you're like, I don't know what to use this on. So you can just slab it on here, and it's a good way to use up some paint. Adding some like kind of dark blue areas, change up the color contrast. There we go. Looking pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, whatever this is, I don't know. It's a masterpiece. I'll sell it on Amazon for $8,000. Oh, I haven't used black. Maybe I'll be brave and use black in there.
I made the turquoise bleed with the water down through the heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very cool.
Spray
There you
bottle
go.
fun.
Yeah, like you've seen something in there, right? Like sometimes that happens. I need a little color somewhere in here. Maybe I'll use red. Just something down there. I'm just starting to kind of swirl a little bit in some spots. I tend to like to do it from the middle. Yeah, that looks cool. Feels nice to go back to kindergarten. Just get messy with the paint. Now this is a great way to have art too. There's like art is anything, right? Like I said, there's artists out there that this is what they do for art and it's awesome. And there's some artists out there that are doing like, you know, more of a particular thing. And that's what's so cool about it. It's just such a wide range out there, and it speaks to everybody in its own way. Sometimes in my other one too, I used like my thinner paintbrush, and I just like kind of made like a little bit of squiggles with the color on there that would stand out. So like if I used like a little white or something that would stand out, or even black in my case probably, and just did like a little, I'm gonna use some black, couple little swirls or like zigzaggy things that you could do too, just as ideas. Might be cool too to like write something on it, like I had mentioned. Like I was kind of feeling that with this. Like I don't know what I would write on it, but even if I just wrote my name in like bubble letters or something, it might look cool. Yeah, this is the kind of art I like to do if I just don't know what to make and I'm feeling creative, or maybe I don't have as much time. Because with making like a particular type of painting that involves time, and if I'm feeling like that creative release, then sometimes it's best to just take some paint and slab it on there, because at least you're getting that opportunity to express yourself. And yeah, maybe you are done and maybe you're not, but I'm just gonna kind of play till I feel like I'm done with it. Actually, I like that down there. Yeah, it's looking kind of cool. Super cool. How did that work for you, Christine, when you tried that? Maybe I'll go over here. And if I didn't like a color, I can just put another color on it or blend it in somewhere. Drying, but some areas are wet, so it's kind of cool because it catches that. Helps to hold it back too time to time, because then it helps prevent it from turning into mud too, because then you can be like, do I need to add something there or not? And if it turns into mud, it's okay. Just let it dry and put something else on there. Just for fun. We're not here to make a masterpiece. Maybe we are, I don't know. I just find this helps. Just helps me like maybe process things that I don't necessarily know that is going on, and just helps. They say art is therapy, and I believe that.
You're right. It is art therapy. I was feeling so unhappy, miserable before you started, and now
Oh, yeah.
I feel happy just looking at you and the painting.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I wanted to, like, before I came on to this meeting, I was like, okay, I'm setting the intention for the class that it's just going to be fun, that it's going to help people release things that maybe they just don't know that's going on, right? Like sometimes we just don't know why maybe we're feeling a certain way. But I find this helps get it out.
You're right. Actually, it is a healing thing. So relaxing. Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
you're welcome. Thank you for sharing. I'm just kind of getting out the edges a little bit, smoothing them so it kind of flows into the art. So yeah, it's like that point where it's like you don't want to like overdo it. So you can show me and I can help you if you're not sure, but yeah, it's just like you don't want to like overdo it because then you might have to like add more colors even more and more. But at the same time, it doesn't matter.
It may be turning into mud soon.
Yeah, like we might want to stop because like I said, hold it back and you're like, okay, this is cool, right? Like it's different. It's completely different than the other one I made, but also similar in ways. You can tell that I was using like palette knife in this, like this one. This one's a 20 by 16 back here, and then this is a 12 by 16. I just didn't have a big one to use today. So yeah, if you feel like you're at that point where you're like, okay, like I don't want to keep going with this because it's going to turn into mud, then definitely stop. Or if you still feel like going with this, get another canvas or get a piece of paper, whatever, keep going. Sometimes at the end too, like if you have paint on your palette, you could just like literally press it on here. Or you could put it on a piece of paper and press it on there, just, you know, to use your paint in case you had anything left, because that way it doesn't go to waste, right? Or like the kids like to do at work, they like to just mix all the colors together. It's their fave. Yeah, it's just really definitely different and fun at the same time. I just like it because then I don't feel like the stress of having to make something particular, like a tree, say. Putting all my stuff in the water because I don't want it to dry up. Good old spatula. Feeling like there just needs to be like a little bit of orange there. It's refreshing a bit. Now that it's dried. Cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm really curious to just literally put this right on here. Just gonna go for it. Going out of the comfort zone here. See what's gonna happen. It doesn't matter. Ah, blotch it. Oh, look, it made a smile. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it literally made a smiley face. I'm gonna leave it. That's hilarious. But yeah, I guess that's all because there's really nothing else I can say with this. So feel free to like show yours if you're making that, or like I said, if you're still feeling this, like go off of this, play your own music and have some fun again. Oh, that's really cool, Christine. Almost looks like sparkly, like diamonds. I see, like it's like shiny. Like
Yeah.
I see, like yeah, like I see, like kind of like a gold mine, like not the gold color, but like I see like, or what should I say, crystals. That's the word. Like it looks like this, like my crystal here.
Oh,
Like the
cool.
quartz. Yeah, this is. I don't know if the lighting is too bright in here. It might be. My new room, I haven't gotten used to like brightness level because I had to have like 4 lamps before. With my old room color used to be like dark beige and black trim. Like who picks black? I don't know. I mean, it looks cool in some rooms, but in the art room, I was like, no. So yeah, you can kind of see it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're still vibing it, you can play your own music and keep going with it. Or like I had said, like if maybe you want to get creative, you don't have time to just, sit there and make a particular thing. Let yourself just pick some colors and do something like this again. And that way you kind of help release that as well. So you're not feeling like sometimes I'll get that and I'm like, oh, like I feel like making art, but I don't have time. And then I'll get like kind of frustrated because I'm not able to like express myself. And I just love to create and paint. So then that kind of gets built up and I'm like, oh, like, so I found this was a great way to help me anyways with that. So it could help you too.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna have to let mine dry a little bit.
Yeah, maybe later you see something in it that you pull out or you want to write on it, or maybe you want to put a different color on. You could totally do that
It
too.
definitely needs some different colors, but it needs to dry now. But
Yeah.
that
Yeah, and
water
try not to
dripping
judge
down-
yourself. Just, it's cool. Maybe it's a just something like maybe it's like a muddy day. Who knows? I don't know what yours looks like, but
Mine was the turquoise heart.
oh, right. Okay, yes. Yeah, see that's still cool though. Yeah, you might just need to brighten up that middle point if that's what you were seeing.
Yeah.
It's cool to have a vision too with this. Like sometimes in the beginning you don't know, and then as you go along, there is something that forms. So
I just had fun painting with brushes I haven't used yet. This was my
Yeah.
second painting. So
okay, very cool. It's a good way to practice, right? Get to know the paint, the brush, the thickness.
and that's
the
how I ended up
water.
with sunflowers. I
Yeah,
was using a
exactly.
sand brush. So it was cool.
Very good. I'm glad. Yeah, I wasn't sure if people would enjoy this or not. Like I said, I was like, I'm just gonna do this. Oh,
Fun.
that's a nice brush. Oh, I was thinking too with this, some people might like splattering on there at the end too. I don't know. You could do that too. Just another idea that came in. That gets really messy though.
So this is wonderful session. Are you going to do it again? I hope you'll do it again. It's
I
very
could,
easy.
yeah, I could do this again.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, I'm gonna come on Friday for Zoom too. That one's a lesson though, and it's gonna be step by step. But I also keep them open ended too, where I'm not like you have to do this in a certain
What
way.
time?
Right? Like I'm open about it too.
What time is it?
It's at 7 as well on Friday. It's called Cardinal in the Valley, so it's like some distant trees with some birch trees, and then a little tiny red cardinal. Makes it pop.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll look for it.
Yes, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I love the one you did before. The one that was already done. That's the one I like.
yeah, I know. Me too. I don't know what happened that day. But
It's
it was
beautiful.
lighter. Like I think I just use a little lighter of colors maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
think
you
I
did
used
even
white. Looks like I used white and like blended it around. I don't really know because I was just letting the creative flow happen.
okay. Thank you.
No problem. Try it out. Yeah, I can do it this way too. But I liked it this way. That was the way that I saw it. But this way could work.
No, the other way is better.
Yeah, this
way.
way. I put this above my meditation space because like I like looking at the circle as like the focus point. But when I made this, I didn't know it was gonna hang up on my wall. So
I think I'll try and make it like this. I'll try like this.
yeah, you never know. You can just keep practicing with it. I remember trying this type of art a couple years ago, and just was frustrated by it. I think it's because I just had a lot of expectation in my mind, and then it had to be a certain way. But then now that I'm at a different state, I'm like, you know what, whatever.
What is that thing you said you're using gouache? What is that?
Oh, gesso or gesso. Let me find it. There's like
Yeah, gouache.
an acrylic medium. One of the girls said they were using that. There's something like this where it adds thickness and it helps keep the paint a little bit wetter.
It is, what is it called?
It's called gel medium.
Oh,
I didn't use any in that, but that you could totally do. It says mix with colors to increase volume, add body and texture.
okay. Because you mentioned in the chat you're using something.
Yes. Yeah, the
In the-
lady had said that.
Yeah, you're using gouache, Gouache.
Oh yes. So yeah, that's again along those lines of like thickening, keeping the paint a little bit wet, a little longer, that type of thing.
Oh, you didn't
And then
use
this
it, right?
is gesso. No, I didn't know. And then this is gesso. You can use that first, like I did with the white. Oh, that's really cool, Laura. Very nice.
I thought you used white paint.
Yes, I did. Yeah, so gesso or white could work, but most of the time people just have white paint, which works basically the same. I find this is just maybe slightly thicker, whereas white paint isn't. So that's why I put it on thicker.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so thanks again for coming, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And if you feel like it, I would love to see maybe a photo in the event itself of your abstract expression arts, and that way other people who are probably going to be watching this recording after, they can see that too, and then they as well, whoever watches on replay, I would love them to be able to share that too. So yeah,
Thank you.
no problem. You're welcome. Have a good night, guys, and
You
You
too.
too.
girls and gals. And
Good night.
good night and take care.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, my fingers are so dirty, it won't work. Okay.
Just try to
Oh,
find-
there we go.
Oh,
Good night.
bye.